I agree, therapy was not built for Black men. But let me tell you why, because I don't think a lot of people talk about this. Not to be confused with, can Black men benefit from therapy? Absolutely, they can. It just was not built for them. Most therapists are trained in a framework that was developed and tested on a very specific population. And then when we apply those same frameworks to Black men, we wonder why they don't work. Most therapists don't realize before a Black man ever sits on their couch and utters a word, Black men have spent their entire life managing how the world sees them. Society tells us that they're dangerous, so he's made himself look smaller in public spaces. Society has said Black men are a threat, so he has learned to monitor people's body language and their facial expressions. Society has said that he's lazy, so he's learned to work twice as hard as his counterparts and never ask for help, because then he's just confirming what they've already thought about him. So he walks into a therapy office and you have a therapist who may or may not have done their cultural competency work. And so they see a man who is guarded, who is resistant, who is avoidant, and now they pathologize it. No one has ever stopped to ask what happens when he actually lets people see him, when he's vulnerable. Has he ever felt safe? Has the world ever told him that his feelings matter? Cultural competency isn't just knowing that Black people exist. It's knowing that he's carrying the exhaustion of having to walk into a room and prove his humanity to everybody that's around him. He's carrying generations of being told that his pain is not worthy of attention. Now you want him to be vulnerable with a stranger for 15 minutes and they're going to charge you $200 at the end of the session. I absolutely believe that therapy has a cultural competency crisis. I think that we're the problem, and Black men are having to pay the price in their relationships and their marriages and their lives with their mental health. But this is also why representation matters so much and why it's important to have a therapist that looks like you. Even though I do believe that women do a better job of counseling Black men than men do, for a different reason when it comes to vulnerability. But I just think that it's so important to have somebody who understands your world and where you come from, because it's not a luxury, it's a necessity. Everybody deserves healing and for them to be understood for everything that they've been carrying. But I see all my Black men out there, and I will do everything in my power in order to help any way that I can.